Welcome to our first fishing report for August. The days are getting longer, but the weather's certainly taking a bit of a change for the cold, which I actually quite like. It's surprising how that little bit of temperature change and the proper onset of winter can make the fishing pretty good, and I've certainly heard a lot better stories since it's got cold in terms of people catching fish. We'll talk about the canals first. The canals are clearing a bit more. I'm hearing better stories. Remember, the longer the lead, in other words, if you can see in clear water, you're more likely to get a fish take. It's when the lead is really short, because it's so murky, they don't actually see the eggs coming, they don't actually see the soft bait so well. So the more clarity we've got, the better the catch rate. And so I'm hearing much better stories. And of course, there's a lot of fish around in all sorts of areas. The Tekapo is probably the clearest of them, and Oha'a is starting to come into its own. The key thing, of course, is to make sure that the canal is flowing. Much harder when it's not, but the stories I'm getting are making me feel real itchy to get down there and have a look. Now, I did have a bit of time getting out and doing some fishing this week, and went off to Lake Coleridge, which is a personal favourite of mine. Not many people fish there, which is great. So now that I'm putting this out there, I guess I'm going to have heaps of you out there. Well, you should be there, because I tell you, the quality of the fishing is great. And my brother's been working with a new technique. Well, it's a new old technique, and some of you will say, oh, I've been doing this for ages. Well, I'm going to put it out there now. It's not going to be as unique as it used to be. So here's something which I prepared earlier, and it works quite well. Now, I've got a long history of fishing at Lake Coleridge over in the winter, and it can be extremely productive, and some nights have been quite outstanding for me. Lately, I've been doing more fishing in the afternoons, and that's been done mainly with soft baits. Gee, they're a very effective way to go. So basically, get your soft bait out there. Don't be afraid to make it sort of jump off the bottom. I've been fishing into the wind a bit lately, and what happens when you're fishing into the wind, you've got the waves coming into your face. But the great thing about it, it gives you cover, and the fish are often really close in. So cast out something, may even be 1/8 of an ounce, which is quite heavy for me for a jig head, and put on your soft bait on the other end, cast it out. As you bring it in, just let it sort of pause, come to the bottom, give it a bit of a lift, wait for it to go to the bottom, lift it in again. I tell you, they'll just be there, they'll grab it, they do get turned on by it. But of course, you can work with general hardware as well. You can throw out your Tassies and anything else that you want to get out there and get a few fish as well. I still think that the soft baits have the edge, so there you go. But I used to do a lot of fishing at night, and that's using what we call luminous flies. Now, I've got in my hand here doll fly, and this one you shine up with your black light torch, and of course it glows in the dark. Now, typically I like to fish over shallower edges with this and throw out the line, normally a floating line with perhaps an intermediate leader, just so it sinks a bit below the surface. It's been my observation over a long period of time that trout are far more likely to grab this when it's above them. So you want to have it sort of sitting in the top film, as it were, the top sort of 2 or 3 feet for my people of my generation, the top 1 meter for you who have become completely metric aligned. We cast that out, retrieve it in. I like to move it quite reasonably fast on the fly rod. A bit more work, of course, and you've got to make sure you've got a clear backdrop behind you. Now, some of the areas of Lake Coleridge don't have a clear backdrop behind you. And in that case, you need to go and use the method which, like I say, my brother Adrian's been using to good effect. And that is to use a bubble. And this is an adjuster bubble, which is so easy to use. Basically, you thread down the center of it, twist around the surgical rubber that's in the middle, and that'll lock on to whatever length you want. Now, I've got it quite short here because I wanted to present to you the basic technique, but you can make this quite a long trace if you need to. You stick on your luminous fly at the other end, and when you're out there fishing at night particularly, you can do this with a spinning type setup rather than having to worry about all the vagaries of fly fishing, particularly when the wind's around. So you basically half fill this with water, or fill it with as much water as you need to get out there, and then you retrieve it, and don't necessarily need to retrieve it quite fast. In fact, you can just let it hang there, and they'll just come up and they'll hammer this, particularly rainbow trout. They love these. Salmon will take them as well, but salmon tend to be a wee bit deeper in the water column. Boy, you can have a lot of fun using that technique. So I would recommend that as something that you would try where you've got a rainbow rich fishery like Lake Coleridge. It works well, and it's a lot of fun. Can't wait to give it a bit more of a go next time I'm out there. Well, it's now August, which means that whitebait is very shortly on the menu, and I don't know about you, but I do enjoy the delicacy. and of course there's all sorts of different methods that you can use to do that. 15th of August it opens in this side of the hill, which is the eastern coast of course. You've got to wait for the beginning of September to go and fish on the west coast, which is often very, very productive. Of course, there's something else that you need to look at this time of year, and that is that a lot more of the species around the inshore species in the sea around and doing their spawning thing. So we're getting more rigs starting to come in. I'm getting good reports of people catching rigs. We're not far off getting ready for the elephant fish, but it needs to be a wee bit warmer. We probably need to wait another couple of months, and they'll be in as well. But get your gear ready, get ready to go out there and enjoy yourself. And of course, if you can get some nice settled weather, it's fantastic going out into a boat and just chase cod and groper and trumpeter and all that sort of thing from our local area here, and I know that right around the country. And if you can get some settled weather at this time of year, you can do extremely well. Well, I hope that you're going to get out there and make the best of August. From our point of view, come and see us if you can at 484 Cranford Street, or have a look online at completeangler.co.nz. See you there.